So I guess we should just hop into it then, huh? Get over to that little news section.
Let's do it.
Gather round, folks, it's time for the scoop. Tune your ears in, let's join the loop.
Alrighty then, the loop. Let's start that bad boy here.
Let's get it.
Okay. Amazon and MGM have found the lead for their series Life is Strange. They have cast my old ass star Macy Stella in the lead role. I don't know. I know I talked about it on the show, but you haven't seen this movie, have you? I can't recall.
No. I mean, I remember
Okay.
your review though. I feel like you did enjoy that one.
Yeah, and this
Yes.
actress, man, top notch. I guess she's like a Canadian pop star, and like
Oh,
she
okay.
killed it in this role. So I could kind of see her. I have never played the game like we spoke before. I've never played it, but if she's half as good as she was in that film, I think this could be good casting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's an intense story, and there's a lot of like moments that I'm sure a lot of the players who are fans of the game will want to see on screen. So I imagine the way video game properties have been getting treated and by the different studios, I can't imagine they're going to stray too far away from the source material. So should be an interesting watch.
Heck yeah. But staying in the realm of video games here, things are speeding up for Prime Video's God of War adaptation. Sons of Anarchy star Ryan Hurst is set to star as Kratos, and Warm Bodies star Teresa Palmer is going to be starring as Sif. I feel like
Awesome.
this is some pretty good casting here. I mean, Ryan Hurst has that badass, rugged look to him, and
Oh yeah,
this
he's
young lady
awesome.
looks.
I've been a fan of his since Remember the Titans.
Ooh.
It's
Is he Opie, right? That's his name?
Opie, yeah, in Sons. Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
And
what
is
the
he in
most
that
tragic
Viking
deaths.
show? I feel like he's
No.
in another badass manly
There
show
was
that I've never seen.
I remember there was was it Outlaws or where he was like a mountain man, like
Okay.
the hillbilly gang that lived in the mountains in one show.
Hmm.
I believe that might be what that image you're using might be from. I could be wrong.
Okay, I was trying to figure out what that might be. But
that one
I
didn't
can
last
picture
too
him
long.
with shaved hair. Yeah.
But he's on a Netflix miniseries right now.
Okay.
That by the producers of Sons of Anarchy, The Abandons, I think.
Oh, is that the other
to
Kurt
the
Sutter show that he
Western-
got fired off of?
Yeah, I think so.
Dang.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting casting just because of who's in it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. I'd like to check it out. But yeah, Ryan Hurst,
Yeah.
that's great news. I'd forgotten. Apparently, he did voice a
Oh, yes, in
character
one of
in
the
the game.
one of the later games. Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. So good for him. That's gonna be. I'm excited to check this one out.
Right, and I believe one of the podcasters on Kevin Smith podcast, Fat Man Beyond, is a writer on the show. Apparently, they're going in production in a couple of months, so I guess it makes sense that we're now hearing casting rumors
sure.
about it. Well, not rumors, actually casting stories.
Right? Yeah. Truth.
Hell yeah! Woo! All right, so I guess we're jumping from video games, but staying in the realm of animate. Well, I don't know. My transition sucked on this one. All right. Kate Blanchett is set to reprise her role as Hiccup's mother, Velka, from How to Train Your Dragon 2 in the upcoming live-action adaptation. I don't know. I feel like, why wouldn't you cast Kate Blanchett in anything if she's willing to do
Right?
it?
Oh yeah. No, that's always an incredible performer. So there's
Right?
seems sensible. If you're able to get her in your cast, then you're doing good. You're doing something right.
Like, you got Gerard Butler to reprise his role. That worked perfectly in the last movie, so why not get her? It sucks that we can't have people like our main characters, the young kids, because, of course, they're not kids anymore. Jay Baruchel and Jonah Hill and all those cats. But, hey, have you got around to that live-action one? Or
No, not yet. Not yet. It's
goddamn delight.
I definitely want to check that one out. I find it interesting though that they didn't then try to incorporate them in some other cameo capacity.
Right? Like, there has to be areas where you could bring in some of those cast members without a doubt.
I would have thought so.
And
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they'll actually do that eventually as the movies progress. Like, say they get past 3 or 4, whatever the animated movie's at, if they keep this franchise going, they could bring these characters in as, or actors in as different characters.
That's
perhaps.
true. That's very true.
Yeah. So
I got to see
yeah,
how it pans out. Maybe if this is as much of a hit as the original animated films are, then we're gonna get a whole run of them. I'm sure.
heck yeah, we are. Sorry, I just had to make sure my notes were accurate here for the next one. All right, so we're sticking in the realm of casting for this next story here, Dennis. Weeks after Scarlett Johansson dropped out of the live action Tangled remake, it looks like Disney has found the perfect replacement for Mother Gothel. They've cast Agatha Harkness herself, Catherine Hahn, as the film's villain,
Wonderful.
and they've cast, I guess, the Disney Channel film star Milo Manheim from Zombies as
Oh
Flynn
yeah.
Rider,
Hmm.
and a young actress from that DC show Titans, Tegan Croft, as the heroine Rapunzel. So I feel like
All right.
some decent casting there,
Yeah, I got all the main players. Yeah, always gonna be a fan of Catherine Hahn too. She's
right? How do you go
fantastic.
wrong with
So
her?
yeah.
Like, I think we might even mention that when we first mentioned, oh, Scarlett Johansson's going to star. It's like she doesn't have that vibe of that character. I think we might even mention Catherine Hahn possibly. Like she just
I think
has that.
yeah. Oh, yeah, and like you said, she's already shown she can kind of have that witchy sort of presence without it being too overpowered, like over the top,
Mm-hmm.
And I think it works perfect for this because there is the sense of humor that comes along with the character,
Yep.
because she's been keeping her in the tower, under the
Yeah.
guise of protecting her or
Protection.
whatever.
Yep.
So I like that she's going to be able to walk that tightrope of not just
Like
evil
you'll
witch,
love her but hate her at the same
yes,
time.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
you need
And like
both.
I've never seen this zombies movie, but I hear it's a great franchise. Kids like it, and I feel like this kid. I mean, you're a strapping lad, I guess. It's hard to go wrong with.
I want to say he was
young
actually
guy.
on. He was at. They did an interview with him on the entertainment desk on KTLA just a few days ago, or a couple of weeks ago, talking about that movie. I know it's that franchise is a big deal for them since they're not, not. It's not like the Disney Channel movies like when we were kids, where they're just banging those things out every month.
Right, you get your Disney star popping up in some random movie or a Johnny Tsunami bullshit.
Right.
Or the Cheetah Gals.
Oh yeah, all the classics.
But it's like I guess that makes sense. I mean, the guy has a likable face, so that makes sense. And I've never seen the Titan show, but this girl,
Yeah, I haven't
the
either.
actress, looks like she could fill the role of Rapunzel.
Rapunzel. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was thinking when I was putting this story together, like they've been spot on with titles of other movies like Cinderella, Aladdin, and yet they're like Tangled. We're not going to call this Rapunzel. I wonder what the reason for that was.
It's more fun. I hear that, and it's more like it sounds like you're gonna have a wacky fun time instead of it being this like literal interpretation of the original story, fairy tale, or whatever you want to call it. I think it immediately informs you. There's going to be some silliness.
True.
It's not all going to be bleak and sometimes frightening like a lot of these like old fairy tales usually are.
Yeah, they're not as grim and dark.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This one was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed the original film in theaters when it came out. That was actually
it holds up. I feel like I've rewatched it a couple of years ago, and it's like, all right, this is good. Now I wonder if we're gonna get like the side characters. Isn't there like a little gecko guy, and isn't there like I don't know the guy has a horse that
and his horse that has a lot of personality. Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious how they're going to work around those sorts of elements, given that it's Disney. But we've also
some of these
seen them
movies,
do all sorts of...
like some of these live action remakes have the animals, some don't. So it's like, which way are you leaning? It could be interesting.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. Well, all right, sticking with more casting news here, Dennis. If rumors are true, it looks like another Avenger is heading over to Matt Reeves' Gotham City, because rumor has it Sebastian Stan will be playing Harvey Dent opposite Scarlett Johansson as Gilda Dent in the Batman Part 2. How do you feel about the possibility of him doing that?
Oh, that's he could absolutely crush that. I have no doubt he would own the shit out of that role.
Just 2 years ago, he played Trump, and then he played a man with like elephantitis, or I don't know what the terminology is, but very polar opposites, but killed each role.
The man's got a range, and I think being able to portray someone with the split personalities is going to be very entertaining. That sounds like a really meaty role. And then it's the classic dilemma with having a Batman movie is the juiciest role usually is for the villain, not for the man in the mask. But
and
we already know
a little bit of the story. It's not known if this is going to be a straight up adaptation of the Long Halloween, in which it's Harvey Dent before he becomes Two-Face and his wife's the villain. So it's like he could just be Harvey Dent, but it's like you're not going to get an actor like this not have him do a Two-Face performance. I don't think,
especially when I feel like we've seen that play out already. There's been a lot of Harvey Dent before Two-Face represented in the films, kind of like the first the Batman movie.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I am saddened that we didn't get to have Lando as straight up Two-Face. We only got him as Harvey Dent in what Batman. Batman, right? He was Harvey Dent, right?
Yeah. And
Batman,
and back then, yes. But that's my point exactly. And then when we get to the next generation of Batman
Dark
films,
Knights.
where
Tommy Lee Jones.
You're right. Oh my God! So he's been in. So we've actually seen Harvey Dent at least 3 different iterations, right? Because then we across Christian Bale, we only get Two-Face for a few minutes at the end of,
and then they kill him off right away.
Yeah,
it seems
it's like exactly. And then it's like by the time we get him, he gets taken away from us. I kind of just want him to already be there, like you said. I guess the Tommy Lee Jones version, he was already Two-Face, but still, it's I think the first of the Batman movies did a great job of let's just jump in. We don't need the origin story all over again. He's already Batman. Let's do the same here. We already know who Two-Face is. Let's get at it.
And then rumors have it that Barry Keoghan is actually coming in to play the Joker in this, because they kind of alluded to him possibly being the Joker in Arkham in the last movie. But I find this a little hard to believe because I think his time's very well taken up by the Beatles 4-part biopic that they're doing. But I guess you could work in a little bit of time.
Right. I guess if you got a killer contract that lets you negotiate those things, then by all means.
Right.
But...
And a couple of episodes ago, we talked about the fact that they were also casting an older man to essentially play Harvey Dent's father. And they were talking about Brad Pitt, but that didn't work out. Is there anyone you could see playing Sebastian Stan's father that you'd like to kind of see be that kind of alcoholic, shitty parent?
I'm curious, like, what if Brad Pitt is who they're aiming for before, then there's
who can handle that, like, mantle?
Like hitting that mark. I feel like strikes me as something I could see Nicolas Cage wanting, but I don't know if that would work so well.
I don't know why coming to my head right now would be like another Avenger at one point, Edward Norton, but I'm like, is he too young to play his father?
Oh no, I don't think so. I don't think he's, you could have just been young when he had him, but no, I don't think that's too close an age gap to play father son. Especially if you just age him up a little bit too. It makes it a little more believable, but
and then the one person who I'm kind of like would be interesting for that type of character, who everyone kind of says already kind of looks a little bit like him at a certain point in time and is very close to the world of Batman, would be Mark Hamill. I think could be kind of cool coming in and playing a different character.
Actually, that would be pretty amazing to get Mark Hamill on screen in a Batman story. That would just be the full circle moment.
But not as the Joker, so you can
no. Of course
for
not.
Himself in a more gritty sensibility, I suppose.
Right.
But how do you feel about the fact that we're getting 2 Marvel stars coming over? Do you think this is a sign that we're going to get more Marvel characters in the DC world, or do you think this is a one-off?
I think it's just all these people just seeing this is their career. Like they're securing their future. Get a few of these. Doesn't matter whether it's Marvel, DC, Star Wars, whatever the fuck.
True.
Get a few of these under your belt, and you're going to be setting yourself up for life. Essentially, you're always going to be getting these royalty checks. Like, I think it's just playing smart. Like when Harrison Ford was talking about his involvement in the Marvel universe, it's like, look, I just wanted to have fun. It was a great check. It was a great paycheck, and I wanted to have a good time. There's someone else that would actually be kind of interesting as
dude. That'd be awesome. Yeah,
that'd be cool. a much older, like just not giving a fuck about him anymore. You know,
Ooh.
that would be
Yeah.
really,
Or-
really grimy.
Oh,
would
dude,
be
because
cool.
he could be a piece of shit. Like, ooh, I'd
That would
love
be
that.
cool.
But now I'm like, we already talked about this. I didn't even think until you just mentioned that, like an older actor. Why not get Tommy Lee Jones back as the father? Like, he's already played Two-Face.
Oh, that would be cool.
Give him a little redemption for that
Come back
mediocre
as
movie
A Dent.
he did. Yeah.
that would be pretty cool.
But I'd watch Harrison Ford. Bring in all of the fucking living Star Wars. Bring in fucking Lando back.
Oh,
Let's just have another classic Star Wars. Sorry. I know, because I love Harrison Ford as that. That'd be great. He has that grizzled persona. Could be a shitty dad.
And then same thing. Have fun with it. Just lean into that. Just really asshole sort of behavior that we don't really get to see him do very often.
Yeah, because he's just a curmudgeonly old man or the cool guy or sex symbol.
Right. And even then, it's like, yeah, the curmudgeon part, it's usually in a very comedic light. You know, I don't know why. The first thing that pops in my head is like 6 Days, 7 Nights, where he's an asshole, but but a lovable asshole.
Yeah. You can forgive his shittiness.
Yes, yeah.
Because the charm.
Exactly.
God, I want to watch that movie. Was that Anne Heche? No.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
And David Schwimmer was in it too. And yeah.
Remember when they used to force the friends and things, and it's like, yeah, they could be movie stars, and then it never really worked.
They
out
were
for
all. I mean,
anybody
they were just
besides-
trying to do their own thing. You know, funny enough, I think Matthew Perry he did the best.
He had
out the gate, and
Hell
then
yeah.
Jennifer Aniston quickly.
Then the drugs kind of got him. Yeah, Aniston took over.
Yeah.
Cox had promise,
True,
but just got stuck in the Scream roles for the most part.
Exactly.
At least
and then I can't
Jennifer
even think
Aniston
of it.
can pivot to different types of things, which is
Yep,
nice.
exactly. She's done dramas, done comedies, done. It's kind of run the gambit there. Oh, too bad Matt LeBlanc couldn't stick with.
Dude,
he was a badass in freaking Lost in Space.
Lost
I kind
in
of wish
Space.
that
It's
that
like,
would
I
have
want
kept
more
going.
of that.
But
yeah,
he couldn't do it.
and what we got?
They're all good now, so.
Yeah, they're all set for life if they're still alive. And we got what's her face? Lisa Kudrow was analyzed that, right? As Billy Crystal's wife, I think.
God, see, I forget about which movies she was in too, but
I don't know. Sorry,
I mean,
we went into Friends stuff.
No, she's got series. Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah,
well, you know, this is a friend's house here, so.
yeah. Fair enough. All right. Well, I guess we should move on here. Our next story, bam. Sorry, I'm hitting buttons here, still getting used to our new layout. Press members who were expected to see the final chapter of Rennie Harlin's The Strangers trilogy were recently treated to something a little extra. They ended up seeing all 3 chapters of the horror franchise cut together as one mega film. So fans are wondering if they'll get a chance to see the unaltered, uncut film the way it was originally written. To be one
fucking
giant
6-hour-long version of The Strangers.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And it's funny because I know a lot of people did not like this movie, so that's a bold move. I like this franchise more than the original, to be honest. Like, they're doing some fun
Interesting.
things.
Yeah. Huh.
But
well, I mean, this is because isn't that when we went to that panel? Didn't they talk about they had written all of it, right?
Yeah,
everything.
it was
the whole
all,
story arc
like,
was figured out.
300 pages or 200 and something pages
Fucking
as
wild,
one film.
Man.
Yeah.
That's nuts. But hey, I mean, good for them too. That is kind of like a filmmaker's dream, isn't it? Like to just then run through the whole gambit and then have it.
Because it's interesting. Like the second movie is like the next day. It's dealing with this woman who was tortured. She's now in the hospital. And then she's now being hunted down by the people that thought they killed her. And now she has to fight for her life. And I forget how that one ended. The new one's coming out soon. I'm kind of excited for it. But can you imagine going to see a third movie in a franchise and be like, oh, no, you're getting everything. You're here longer than you're expecting to be.
That is all is would say. No, that actually would almost be a little upsetting. It'd just be like, oh, fuck. Okay. Really?
Right.
Well,
especially if you hate the franchise and you're just doing it for a quick paycheck.
And now you gotta run through the entire gambit all over again. But I mean that is interesting though, because I'm curious how that would feel going through all of the movements of the story. Like you said, especially when that was how it was written in the first place. Does it play well then to see it all in one sitting like that?
Yeah. So, I'm wondering if we're gonna get this. Like,
would you watch it?
I assume it could be. I would. I'm not gonna lie. I would. I watched the whole bloody affair when they re-released it.
Mm-hmm.
Would I spend money out of pocket? probably not. Like I know AMC Stubs memberships didn't let you see the whole bloody affair as one of your movies because it was like a $20-$30 ticket. So I went to
Oh
another
yeah.
theater on a Tuesday when it was a $5 discount ticket, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll do that if they're doing that. But
Oh,
I
there
can
you
see
go.
this
Yeah.
being more of like an on-demand or Blu-ray type of situation for the most
Exactly.
part,
Yes, it should be a little more of
if you
the
want to.
film buff like collectible sort of thing. If you're really into
Yeah.
it, then that's yeah. Huh.
Yeah,
Well,
a
way to do
little bit
it.
different. I thought I was kind of surprised when I read that the other day. All right,
Yeah.
so let's see here. Bam. Rapper and filmmaker Boots Riley is planning on making a truly intriguing movie. The Sorry to Bother You director wants to adapt Anne Washburn's off-Broadway play Mr. Burns, a post-electric play. It's a dark comedy set in a post-apocalyptic I can't fucking speak. A post-apocalyptic future where a group of survivors band together around a campfire as they piece together the plot of the Simpsons episode Cape Fear entirely from their memory. It just sounds like a
What?
madhouse. Uh-huh.
This
This is a
what?
real off-Broadway play where people are playing. Yeah, I don't know. How do you get away with
Hold
doing
on.
this without getting sued by Disney?
How many more layers? I'm like, okay. And then this is all a dream in a frog's brain in space in another dimension. Like, what the fuck? I'm like,
Like when I heard it, I'm
okay.
like, that's a real fucking thing. What?
That's wild. What? All right.
Yeah.
Well,
And
all right. Boots.
this director, his first movie, Sorry to Bother You, was a mind fuck of a movie that was awesome. One of my favorite movies of that year. But I don't know how you get through the legal hoops of doing this and like get signed off.
Well,
from Disney
I mean, it
or-
must be there because if the play
True.
exists, then
Yeah.
there's already the groundwork's already laid out. So
Yeah.
that path, that channel of communication is already open. So
But
obviously it's happened, but
How
it's
did I
just
want to know how
weird.
the writer came up with this specific random episode of The Simpsons to be like, oh, this is what they're going to be talking about. This is, and how to make that intriguing. People just talking around and piecing it together, and like that's so wild.
It's one of those things that you just kind of hope. Like, I think you start writing and then you hope you get what you're asking for. Like when Val and I were at that the screening of the studio, and Seth Rogen was talking about you just write it first. All of those cameos, all of those moments where you're hoping like you get the person or whatever. You just gotta go for it and then reach out and see if they say yes. And there are times where he's like, people have said no and they've had to adjust in a very truncated amount of time. And there've been times where they were just like, this would never, if we don't get this person, it will never work. So I think this is just one of those stories of somebody went for writing this wild fucking thing. And, and then
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind
it.
of intrigued. I would see that if the tickets weren't expensive. I would be like, "What is this?" And I saw like stills of it. Like there are people in these like paper mache style like Simpsons like mask and stuff, and it's like a big fan of the show, I guess.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Well, intriguing for sure.
I hope that comes to fruition and that gets made because I will review the fuck out of that here.
Oh yeah.
But there's another thing that I hope gets made that I knew nothing about until a couple of days ago, like The World. All right. In the vein of Maleficent, DreamWorks has hired K-pop Demon Hunters writers to write a Shrek prequel centered around Lord Farquaad. I don't know who's asking for that, but I am intrigued.
Oh, come on
and
now.
They didn't say it was Maleficent, but they said it was about the early years of Farquaad. So I feel like he has to be our hero.
Why do I feel like this has come up before? Didn't they?
It might have been like in my wildest dreams. I would love to see that. Because I think the fact that we never got to see Farquaad again, like he was eaten, but then he was in the 4DX ride or movie at Universal.
He's a beloved villain, I think, because he was so well portrayed in the in the first Shrek film. He's a funny, lovable villain that you love to hate.
And how do you not love hearing John Lithgow bring this character to life?
Oh God, yeah. So his voice work was fantastic for that film. So why not? That begs the question: would he come back to voice him? How much younger are we going to make him?
That's true. Yeah. Is
if
it
it's
like the Rise of
significant,
Gru
then
where he's like a child? But I think Steve
Steve
Carell came
Carell did
back
it
to
still,
voice
right?
Gru.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So
so.
why not?
Heck yeah. But the development of this movie, nobody really knows if it's happening or not. They were just on a podcast talking about the fact that they were paid to write it. So I hope it happens because that sounds wild in my
That could be
opinion.
fun. Yeah, I'd check that
Heck
out.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I gotta really get used to these buttons here. After making roughly $250 million at the box office off a $35 million budget, it should come as no surprise that Paul Feig and Sydney Sweeney are returning for The Housemaid 2. I feel like I'm not shocked, but I know this is a series of books that people love, and clearly they're going to see the movie. And I love the movie. It was great. But the way it left off and where it could go, I'm not really interested in seeing that. I'll watch it. I'll give it a shot, but
Interesting. Okay.
I just don't like the premise of where it's leading off to. But I guess if it works for books,
Well,
maybe there's a hook.
yeah, no, exactly. If there's already an audience that's there and you're banking on the current fame of Sydney Sweeney to keep interest alive, keep people coming back to the theaters to see this again. I don't know. Like I haven't seen the film yet, so
Yeah.
but
No,
I
it's
kind of
definitely
with you where
worth
it's
a
like,
watch.
it's doing immediately announcing they're doing another one. It's like, well, yeah, that does sound like a cash grab, but
Mm-hmm.
then again, who isn't these days? So
That's very true. Yeah. Well, I guess there's not much really to say here, but speaking of cash grabs and things people really want, I think this will make a lot of people happy, this next story here. Johnny Knoxville shocked fans by announcing that a surprise new Jackass movie will be hitting the big screen on June 26, 2026. Where do you land on this? Do you want to see these old men in
Yep.
peril?
A little bit. No, it's which is so funny because like they were so like we are fucking done after
We're
the last
done.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is it. We're going out in a blaze of glory. I'm like, great, they did a
Yeah.
great job with it. I thought it was really funny.
It was a nice send off.
Just disturbing enough, you know. But the fact that they're willing to come back again, it's like, just be careful, guys. Like,
Mm-hmm.
be careful. Don't
It's
get
like-
too hurt.
I wonder if it's like him going to do this Fear Factor show. He's like, fuck it, let's do it. Or if it's like we got new brass at Paramount and they're like, this is something we don't want to lose out on. This is a moneymaker. We got to do.
There's
Like,
enough gas
I
in the
just wonder
tank.
how long they've been sitting on this. Like, if they just went in production, if it's been done for a while, or
And then I wonder if it's anything like the last one where it's going to feature a lot more young blood. You know, it's
Mm.
mostly the OGs kind of watching over the stunts and
and
tasing
have
each
guest
other once in a
stars
while,
come
but
in.
there's a few of them that really shouldn't be doing this anymore. That like,
Yeah.
you guys need to, you need to calm down. But I get it, Johnny Knoxville's he's still associated with this name, even though he's well established as an actor and a TV personality outside of Jackass ever since. Same with a lot of the rest of the guys.
Oh, yeah.
They've all gone on to do their own things now. It's interesting to see, and there's still a connection there. I mean, I just the other day I saw Pointus was just hanging out with Bam, and like they all, you know, they're still
Now that's the interesting thing. Like Bam, he was the one that was kind of like in a fucked up state of mind and pissed off he wasn't in the last movie, right?
yes,
like,
that was
People asked him, "Oh, are you going to be in?" He's like, "No, they're going to use some old clips, but I'm not going to be in it." I'm like, you threw a hissy fit about not being in the last one, and now you're. I wonder if that's just
you know, he's still
diplomatic
working
way of
through
saying
his.
he wasn't invited. Yeah,
He's still working through his shit. I think it's going to be, well, I mean, as you know, and in trying to schedule anything where a rigorous thing like a film set, you need people you can rely on. And if he wasn't
very
in a
true.
place where he couldn't be present for what they were trying to shoot, then that's tough. But if they're still, hopefully he gets into a better place.
yeah,
And if he's a part of that, cool. If not, then
yeah.
keep taking care of yourself, dude, because
And I guess
you need it.
I wonder if like bond companies wouldn't want to give insurance to someone with that type of. That's rough.
Yes, that's
But,
that's
like
the
you
other
said,
side of that too.
At least he's like now on good terms with these guys, and they're kind of friends again. It sounds like so that's nice to know.
The doors are open, you know. And like Steve-O's been doing a whole bunch of shit. That guy
He's
is
gotten
like
clean and
completely
changed
turned
up his act, right?
Oh God, yes, yeah. That's an incredible story in itself.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, do you guys want to go put yourself back into these places that you've worked so hard to like undo all these things you've done to yourself that Then again, it could probably be fucking funny. So
Right? Like,
I
I'm not gonna
feel
lie,
bad, but
never
yeah,
watched the
I'd
show, but
watch
I've
it.
seen the movies and I enjoy them. So
Same.
it's like, heck yeah, let's do it. But I wonder if we're gonna get a 6 or if this is a passing of the torch. There's so many unanswered questions, but
I think
a couple
passing the
months,
torch was almost sensible because they had so many of the guys, some of the folks that were in the last one that weren't
yeah,
normally in the crew. They were great. They did a great
they
job.
were fun, funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember, wasn't there a character named Poopy or something? A
Yes.
big guy named Poopy. That's all I remember. And I know,
Yeah.
what's
That's
his
all. Yeah.
face? A whole,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it was a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, another story that I think might make us happy here. Scooper Daniel RPK claims that Marvel Studios is developing a new Jessica Jones property. It's unclear if the project will be a new series or a kind of standalone thing, kind of like the Punisher's getting. And I don't know. How do you feel? Do you want to see
Yeah.
Jessica Jones in her own coming back for something big?
Yes. Yes, I will.
I'm with
I'm
you.
sorry for the background noise. It's probably fitting for the story we're talking about right now. Yeah, I loved Jessica Jones and Kristen Ritter.
Oh, perfect casting. Yeah, like
She did
she is
such a good
just
job.
top
Yes.
notch.
Holy shit. Yeah. No, just so her getting to don the leather jacket again. Let's fucking do it. I'm here for that.
Yeah. And it's funny, right before we came on mic a little while ago, I saw Mike Coulter was asked as well. And he's like, well, yeah, Jessica's coming back for Daredevil season 2 or Born Again. And he's like, I'm not going to say I'm not in it. I'm not going to say I am in it. So it seems like
Right.
we might be getting more of him too, which would be badass, seeing the
Hell
whole
yeah.
gang come back.
Yep.
And I don't know, do you think they fit into Doomsday or maybe Secret Wars? I would love to, but I don't know.
It would be cool, but it's also like there's those different tiers of heroes in the Marvel universe, right? Like there's the fucking world saving ones, just like there's the world ending villains versus
True.
like the street thugs, and you know, and it's
So that makes sense how we got Matt Murdock showing up in Spider-Man.
yes.
So maybe they could pop up there.
If that
And we're
like
getting
exactly if that's
Frank
the
Castle
way,
in Brand New Day. So yeah, that makes sense.
I think there's room for him there if you do it the right way. Obviously, it's not like she can go, you know, toe to toe with Galactus or whatever. Obviously, you know that not that that's the story,
I
but you
mean,
get what I
watch
mean,
that.
right? Like,
Yeah.
right. But it's as long as it makes sense within that. Otherwise, I like them kind of living in different worlds. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, all that
Similar,
stuff is in the
adjacent-
background. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. We're gonna acknowledge those things happening, but our world is right here. You know,
Mhm.
I like that feeling.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. All right. So up next, the Russo brothers are building up hype for Avengers Doomsday early by getting fans of the superhero team up reading in between the lines in an interesting way. When they went on Twitter recently saying, what you've been watching for the last 4 weeks are not teasers or trailers, they're stories. They are clues. Pay attention. Doomsday has begun. How do you feel about that? Do you think that's a cop-out? Do you think that's a good way to look at it? Now people are looking into time code stamps and trying to piece together things that seemingly seem innocuous.
It's the same classic thing of let's get people overthinking every single detail. Obviously there's things there if they said they're there,
Sure.
but it's they knowing how the internet reacts to the stuff like that, and it's just clever marketing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. You're just gonna get the super fans are gonna just like way overanalyze.
There's so many theories
shit.
already on YouTube left to right. I'm like, come on, guys. I get it. You gotta dig for, and they're getting views. And it's like some of it could be plausible, but I like the fact that they're like, we're giving you random things. Because in the Endgame and Infinity War trailers, we got all these shots of things that didn't even happen in the movies. So it's like, all right, at least they're being upfront and being like, hey, we're just trying to get you excited a year in advance.
Of course. Yeah. And that's what it is. It's igniting, it's starting that fire, getting the hype train fucking rolling down the track. And it's like, then the fans are doing it themselves. They just get to step back and watch all the fucking shit go by. And
that's very true.
It works. It works. So
have you watched any of these stories yet?
No. You know what's funny is I've kind of been trying to hold back until there's a more solid, like theatrical trailer. I want I want a bigger chunk. I don't want to buy into all that stuff. You know, like it's good for everyone else. That's fine.
Sure.
I think you're this it starts to get dangerous too, because then you start forming your own story in your head, and then you get all these people who then show up to the movie and they get pissed off because it's not this and it's not that, and I wanted it to be this. And it's like, well, tough. This is what the movie is. Try to take in what's in front of you instead of like coming in with all of these other predetermined stories in your mind. It's always the danger with properties like this, but
you're not wrong. Yeah.
Let's just go have fun. Let's just go see fucking Doctor Doom.
Right. And then have you seen that Robert Downey Jr. and Timothy Chalamet are like trying to get people talking? They're like, oh, we're calling it Doomsday. And it's like, yeah, guys, you can't fabricate a Barbenheimer situation. It has to happen naturally because they're both coming out on the same day.
Right. I don't know. That's it. I think it was a lot funnier when it was a Barbie movie and a movie about building the atomic fucking bomb.
Not too
movies that, like, honestly, the same person is probably going to see both movies.
Yeah.
So, mind you, I actually saw both Barbie and Oppenheimer in theaters too. But it's this is different because it's like they're the same audience for sure. You know, like it's a lot closer together than 100%. Those other movies. So it's not as gimmicky. You know, it's not as. Go ahead and try.
But do you
think, guys?
Now that they're talking about it in public, do you think this cements that they're both actually going to come out at the same time, or do you think someone's going to eventually break in the game of chicken and they're going to shift dates?
I don't know. Maybe I think if it wouldn't surprise me if the studios were like, you know what, fuck it, let's scratch each other's backs and try to hype up this.
Fair enough.
Doomsday. That's so cheesy.
Yeah.
Barbenheimer at least was funny. This is that.
Yeah.
Don't, like you said, don't force it. It's not. You can't give yourself a nickname. Come on. That's not how it works.
Not at all. All right, let's move on to some grimmer news here, Dennis. Alamo Drafthouse is considered a haven for movie lovers. They're known far and wide as the theater chain that preserves the cinema-going experience thanks to the fact that they restrict all use of electronic devices. So when they recently announced that they are going to start having guests order food and refills via their cell phones opposed to on a tiny little piece of paper, people are a little confused and angered about this. What do you think's going on here?
Fuck that.
Yeah,
you've now opened you've opened the door back. To all the bullshit that we don't like in the theater. You're just inviting it all back in. I don't care if people are going to lie all the time saying you're looking at the menu or whatever the fuck. That's terrible. Terrible. Should have kept it what it was.
Such a backtrack.
I'm not on board with that. That's like you said, it was supposed to be a safe haven for the purity of going to watch a movie in a theater. They're going to start chipping away at it, and then eventually they're just going to do away with that whole thing. And then it's just going to be like any other theater chain, and they just play older stuff. And
now I'm wondering if this is like a Sony move, because I know Sony now owns the theater chain. I'm wondering if they came in and like, you know what? This is what we have to do. And they're like, well, I guess we can't say no.
100%. Yeah, no, I agree with that. They're going to come and start fucking with things they shouldn't be. And they're going to strip away the identity of why people like going to these establishments. So
yeah.
You know what? Maybe that creates an opportunity for someone else to replace it with what it used to be.
Yeah.
That I would
another
like to
theater
see.
swooping in.
Yep.
Swooping in. Yep. All right. Yeah. So speaking of swooping in here, this next story is kind of charming. My old boss, McG, the director of Charlie's Angels, and the Grammy-winning superstar John Mayer are going Dutch on purchasing the historic Jim Henson lot, which, as some people would know, is a cornerstone in Hollywood, boasting numerous production stages, recording booths, and offices. And the duo are planning to keep the lights on and the electricity flowing. And the only catch is they're renaming it. They're calling it Chaplin Studios in honor of the studio's original resident, Charlie Chaplin.
That's right.
I feel like this is kind of a nice way of doing things.
Interesting. Yeah. No, it is essentially it's a historical landmark in Hollywood. So it is awesome that they are keeping that alive. Are we going to is Seth Rogen going to be able to start making his Muppet stuff in the original Muppet stages? That would be cool.
I mean, didn't we get as the picture here, I think Jason Segel brought it back when he did his Muppet movie. So I'm hoping.
It's true, and that was a very charming film. I did enjoy that quite
Yeah.
a bit. I don't know. I think there's always going to be a place for the Muppets. And the fact that that place is sounds like it's going in good hands.
But what a wild grouping of people. Mick
Right?
G and John Mayer. I guess John Mayer records all this stuff there. And Mick G, I know the production office, I used to intern, it's down the road from there, but it's like two weird people I never would imagine coming together, but doing
Right.
something for the good of the arts.
I dig it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's keep it alive.
All right. Heck yeah. I'm happy that people still care about making some interesting moves. All right. Up next, the big story of the previous 2 weeks.
Yes.
After roughly 14 years, Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down as president of Lucasfilm. Stepping into her shoes, you have Dave Filoni as the new president and chief creative officer. Alongside him will be co-president and co-chief creative officer Lewin Brennan. I don't know. I feel like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Like, I've heard some people are excited, some people are let down. I feel like I don't know as many Filoni things, but being a fan of his work, how do you feel about this?
I'm actually very excited. That would be the person I would choose, or that I would hope got to that position, and he did. Now, I know there's a lot of people who aren't fans of Kathleen Kennedy. Obviously, I've been seeing that all over the internet. But
oh yeah, sadly,
she did make a few moves that gave us some really awesome properties that many people enjoy and love now.
She brought the franchises back from the dead. Like, you got to think,
Yes.
when Lucas left, there wasn't anything really happening besides a couple of animated shows. And give or take, we got Rogue One, we got Andor, we got a couple of good movies. I don't know.
I think Mandalorian doing what it's doing for the franchise now, bringing in fresh eyes to the Star Wars universe, where people who had no interest before are now getting to enjoy something outside of the normal realm of the Star Wars films. Dave Filoni, growing up a fan of Star Wars to the point to where he even like
he
George
was like
Lucas was
Lucas's
impressed
mentor,
with what
mentee.
Yeah, exactly. That
It's like,
man
why-
has created so many wonderful stories.
Now, the
Some
only
of my
thing
favorite characters came out of things
I'm just
he
a little
created,
afraid
so.
because didn't people say like he directed and wrote Ahsoka, which I know people were mixed on, but I get that was his first time doing a live action show. And I assume he's probably learned a bit from that. They're going
And that
into
was his
season 2, I think.
that was his character too. I feel like that's
Yeah.
kind of his baby. Ahsoka Tano was created during the Clone Wars, the second iteration of the animated series. He had so many incredible story arcs, gave us so many awesome characters that we'd come to love long after. Giving the clones an identity, and so many other Jedi that we now appreciate. Expanding on other characters that we'd only got little fragments of in the past. And one of my favorite Sith then Force neutral characters, Asajj Ventress, she gets to have this fully fleshed out story that's awesome. Way more of Thrawn than what we just had in the novelizations and the comics. I am very excited for what he has in store for us in the future. You want a Star Wars fan to be in charge of Star Wars.
Yes. Like, I feel like this is kind of like Lucasfilm's version of DCU. Like, you got James Gunn doing the creative and Peter Safran doing the business, and we got Dave Filoni doing the creative and Lulin doing the business. Now, do you think we're going to get kind of a James Gunn type of situation where it's one person with a vision and actually focusing on a story, not just bringing in different filmmakers throwing pasta at the wall here?
I really hope that will be the case, because then he can keep all the threads tied together, which he's done before. He's done with the animated series. And I like that they're also not afraid to give us one-off things and non-congruent stories with the visions and stuff. And like, let's not shy away from all of these other spokes on the wheel. There's something for all these different audiences. It isn't. I like. It doesn't have to be the same one person watching all of Star Wars, and you have to accept everything. Like, I just watched Young Jedi for the first time over Christmas with my nieces.
Is that the kids'
great.
animated adorable looking show?
It was
Yeah, that
really
looks like
cute.
fun.
I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would, and I get why making something like that exists for the audience. It is, you get that soft like introduction into the world of Star Wars, especially when we're in an era of there's now a third or fourth generation even that could be enjoying Star Wars for the first time. Um,
Mm.
there's grandparents sharing the original film with their grandkids, great
Yeah.
grandkids even. So it is a generation spanning property that is still beloved. So
Fuck yeah.
yeah, why
Now,
not?
do you think we're gonna get all these different, like, in her exit interview? She mentioned all these like threads that are still up in the sky, like Taika's or Mangold's or even Donald Glover's stories. Like all these things have been written. Do you think
Mhm.
we're gonna follow through, or you think we're gonna do what normally happens when
Why
someone
not?
comes in and takes over and throw that out the door and just start anew?
Like I said, because Dave Filoni is such a big fan of Star Wars himself, I think the last thing he wants to do is then just pull the rug out from under all the fandom. Like
Hmm.
we've been so excited for getting to hear more of Lando's stories. We've been excited for all these other side projects. I don't think he wants to shake it up that much. If
Fair
anything, he
enough.
wants to
That'd be
make
good.
sure they get done properly. They
Yeah.
get the attention they deserve before moving on to the next. So we don't get this fucking blob of Star Wars things happening. I as much as I would love more Star Wars, I want it done right.
Quality over
Um,
quantity.
yes, exactly. And it's funny, like where there's even been this like resurgence of people going back and watching Acolyte and be like, you know what? I guess this doesn't suck. I'm like,
It's not a bad show. It's
no,
a
it's not.
fantastically fine show. You
Yeah,
got to stop being judgmental and be like, "Oh, it stars girls. It stars people of color. It has LGBT." It's like, so what?
all that
There's other
bullshit. Yeah,
parts of the galaxy where we have white males, where we got white females, where we got straight. It's like, guess what? It's all a made up fucking world with aliens in
yes.
fictitious languages. Come on, everyone should be represented here.
The fuck
Come
over
on, people.
yourselves. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
yeah. I don't. I couldn't understand that shit, but I'm glad it's all coming back together. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited for what's in store for the future of Star Wars.
Yeah. And let's not even forget, Lucasfilm is also, we got Indiana Jones. Do you think maybe we'll get something new there, or do you think we're going to let the dust settle after that last mishap?
Oh, I kind of liked the last one.
It
I don't.
wasn't
You know what?
bad. It
It
wasn't great.
it was great.
It
It
was
was
there.
better than Crystal Skull, that's for sure.
That's true. That's
Um,
true.
I don't know. I think obviously the main focus is going to be Star Wars, but you're right. There
100%.
are the other properties. Like, is that something? Would they bring back young Indiana Jones and start doing those
Right?
stories
I
again?
mean, we're about in a couple of months getting a young Sherlock series. Why not another young Indiana Jones series? Get a new fresh faced kid in here.
Yep.
You can get Harrison to do voiceover in the beginning and outros of
That
the
would
show.
be
I
great.
don't
Oh
know.
my god, that would be awesome. Yeah, the tales of Indiana
Or
Jones or whatever. Like,
maybe do something that fans wanted with the last movie that we didn't get. Now that Ki Hung Kwan's so big, what if we get a short round series? See what he's up to these days, or a one
oh,
off
that'd be
movie.
cool. It's not. Yeah, it's not like all that skill set would just go away. He lived through some shit as a kid. You're
Yeah,
right. What if he just kind of kept being the badass that he was? That would be
right.
an interesting story to follow.
Now I know we got to move on, but do you think there's a chance in hell that they might have offered this role to Favreau since he was so instrumental in reshaping the franchise?
I don't
And do
know.
you
I
think
think
maybe you wanted to focus elsewhere,
Filoni was always at the
or do
top
you
of that
think it's
list because
always
Favreau's I think would be a great, showrunner, director.
sure?
He's great for the role he's in right now. I think he needs to stay right there in that
Mm-hmm.
pocket because he's given us some incredible stuff. So let's not fuck with the machine. Whereas Filoni can sit that next rung of the ladder above and keep all of the threads straight. Make sure that we're not overproducing things. We're not giving
Fair
it.
enough.
I think this was always the move.
I'm with you.
If I had to guess.
Like, I'm wondering why he didn't get the position earlier on. I guess it makes sense. Kathleen has been there since Indiana Jones in the earlier stuff, and I think she was the only one Lucas wanted to leave it to. And maybe Dave had to prove himself over time and grow into that role. I don't know.
I think that's fair. Yeah, and I think he did. It's after all these, 2 decades he's been involved
Yeah.
in the creation of Star Wars projects now
Right.
that he's shown he's got the chops, and I think it's like that I don't know, the maturity, I guess, so to say, of being able to hold his own in that spot, and then continue to deliver things that Star Wars fans have come to love. So
Fair enough. Hey, yeah, I'm with you, man, and I can't wait to see where this is all going. And like this next
Yeah.
story kind of snowballs from what you're saying about like not fucking with the stuff that people know and love. After rumors were swirling around that Netflix had been trying to shrink the theatrical window for Warner Brothers films to a measly 2 weeks, Ted Sarantos recently came out saying that Netflix will commit to the 45-day window once the WB acquisition is complete. Now, do you think this was always the plan, or do you think there was just so much backlash they had a course correct?
I think it was the backlash, because that is just fucking ridiculous to
Yeah.
restrict it that much. And you know, like we said the previous time when this came up, that's just unreasonable. It's not feasible for most people. Not everyone can just drop everything and go see the movie as soon as it comes out that week. And then
It's rough.
you're congesting it too much. Like, it's I don't want to have to be stuck in the theater, a packed theater full of, again, the shit we bitch about all the time. Like, I don't want to have to deal with that stuff. If I have the option to wait it, like, wait a couple more weeks and see it when the crowd's thinned out, that's perfect.
It's easier.
I want to, I want to be able to enjoy watching a film at the cinema and have that shared experience in the way it was meant to be, not just, well, we technically did it, so now we can qualify for awards. Just come on,
bullshit.
come on, give it, like, especially when you make things that are so cinematic to begin with, give us the chance to appreciate it on a big screen.
I'm with you. I'm just happy that they've come to their senses.
Yes.
And hopefully cinemas stuck to their guns, and they're like, fuck you, if you want to show your shit, you got to do it this way. And it's like,
we gotta keep the fucking lights on in these things, man. Like, these projectors ain't free.
Not at all. Fucking McGee and John Mayer can't save everything.
That's right.
Come on, folks. Yeah. Oh, boy. Well, that's going to do it for us in our news section here, Dennis.